The Graham Podcast with our host, Dr. Gilda
Hi, all.
Hall. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. I had such a great afternoon. I went to a wonderful luncheon and a couple of very renowned people, political people were there. And I got to talk and I got to talk about my views and I got to introduce the International Council for Men and Boys. I told them I'm the spokesperson. And then I got to speak about what I think the politics ought to lie towards. And then I gave them some examples. And then I got a call later from my the fundraiser who said at least four people came up to me and said, "You made such good points." Now, if I were to tell you what I said, then I would not remember, but I think I know. But I did make some good points and people are hearing me. And these are people who can make change and finance it. So I felt really, really, really good. So that was a good day.
Wonderful. I know you have another very interesting topic for us.
I do. When I got home from the luncheon, I just I just took some tea and I sipped on tea. I just sat on the sofa just to change my environment in my head. And I turned on the television. And there was President Trump holding a party in the White House for Black History Month. And he called up various people and various speakers, and he talked about how he has changed our country to benefit many of these people. And it was just so inspiring. I just felt like I was so patriotic during that watch. Anyway, he brought up one woman who was just magnificent. Her name is Alice Johnson, and she looks like a chubby grandma, but she's a strong woman. She had been put in prison for 22 years. No, no, sorry, for 50 years, and had spent the last 22 years in this prison. What was her crime? Well, at the time, years ago, she had a conversation with somebody. I think, as I recall, although it wasn't brought out on television, um, I think it was some drug deal that she was going to do once in her life. Anyway, so she was put behind bars for 22 years so far, and she had another 28 to go. Trump heard about her story, spoke to her, interviewed her. He hired her during his first term. But this term, it's a little bit different now. He has made her the czar of getting people out of jail who are in jail for crazy reasons that would not be deemed jail worthy today. So here she is thanking him for everything, putting her on the map, changing her life, letting her help other prisoners who have been accused, and some of them, and he even said some of them certainly we can't have all of them come out. She said, "Oh no, absolutely not. There are some very bad people in that jail." But she's been there. And he said, and this was so inspiring, he said, "We looked at people to take this position who were from Harvard and Yale and Princeton," and he went on with the top schools. And he said, and then I talked to Alice, and there was not even a question that we had to hire her. Listening to her speak was Oh, just gripping. 22 years she spent in a prison. She didn't come out angry, ready to sue. He gave her a full pardon. She is now in a leadership position. And since she was inside, all of that inside time will pay off in a big way as she does her job. Thank you, President Trump. Thank you, Alice Johnson. Thank you, America. I feel so patriotic at this moment. This beautiful, chubby black woman was just, I mean, her cheeks were so robust just watching her. It was just beautiful. So I had a good day watching that, and going to this event and speaking my mind about things that I think ought to be changed. It was a good day.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Somebody had a really good day. Some days are good, some days are bad, some days are fantastic. And the ones that you have that are their greatest days, if you could put them in a bottle and say, okay, I will remember that when I have a crappy day.
Always remember that the ocean undulates, like that. And some days are good, some days are bad, but the bad ones make us look forward to the good that's waiting for us. And the good ones don't get too cocky about because those will change.
The next day will be different. But I think that that's also the thing is that if you write down a lot of your accomplishments and what you've done every day, and you look at things that were pretty crappy, if you looked at all the good things and didn't and just said, okay, I'm going to learn from the bad things, it's a pretty good day.
I agree. It's always about learning.
I mean, because we can literally let one thing happen ruin our entire day, or we can allow that to fuel all the wins we're going to have the rest of the day. And wins can be just a great conversation,
Right.
a nice thing. Everything goes smoothly, no real bumps in the road. But if you've kept focusing on that one thing, and you can explain this, Dr. Gilda, where
It,
it's just eating at you. Oh, I'm mad, I'm angry. Then you go to the next meeting, I'm angry, or then I'm going to tell off of this person. It just builds. Why is that psychologically happen to someone after one bad incident in a day, even though they have so many other good things?
do you remember when I celebrated the day of the snip? Snip, snip, snip. I got rid of people and situations and aggravations and everything. I just snipped it off my consciousness. And when people don't do that, you asked why this happens, they just carry it over because they never terminated the grief that they're still feeling. However, there is some attraction to that grief in those people. Some people love to complain. Some people love to suffer. Some people love to have grief all the time. Some people love to feel like victims
Why?
because they think it gives them power. Because without the victimhood, then who are they? They don't recognize their own value, their own worth, and so they bounce into being a victim, and everybody's going to feel sorry for them. But you can't run a life that way. People will not befriend you, really befriend you, and be real, true, solid friends by that kind of behavior. Because then they're going to turn around and say, what kind of relationship is this? All I do is give, 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 and all this person does is take, take, take. This is not equitable. I'm out of here. And this happens in love relationship. It happens in neighborly relationships. It's the same. So if you have a grievance, speak up, let it out, communicate it, and end it. Because forgiveness is not about the other person. It's about you relieving that burden from your shoulders.
Yeah. And I think that the more you get healthier, mental health wise, and deal with and understand psychologically why things happen. The more you grow into understanding when those bad things happen, there's something good coming right around the corner.
That's
That's
a
going to be
great
even bigger than anything else.
that's a great attitude to have, and I wish more people had that. Otherwise, we would not see the mass shootings, the suicides, the murders of all kinds. We would not see those. So everybody get a hold on your emotions. It's not worth it. You're killing yourself and you may be killing other people. It's not worth it.
And sometimes we're going to get emotional and upset. However, it's how
Yeah.
quickly we can get over it.
It
That's another question. Let's see, we got Dr. Gilda, the relationship expert. Why is it that some people are able to get over a challenge or a hard time more easily than somebody else?
well, here's the college professor coming out of me. I believe it's because they have a higher EQ, emotional quotient. They are higher in their ability to say, okay, I'm distanced from this, and this I'm not taking this personally. And I'm not shooting up a movie theater. And I'm not going into a school and creating havoc. I get it. Tomorrow will be different, and I'm okay. Those people who never heard this before are the ones who cannot handle it. And those people go straight to ruination.
Mm. And it's too bad because they too have the talent. They too have the will all, but yet they have not been taught either through environment or experiences that they surrounded themselves with to understand that. And it took me, 52 plus years to figure it out. But that's just because of who I was around. And and thinking about
Oh, wait a minute,
the
wait a
pro
minute.
wrestling, go ahead. What were we gonna say?
Wait, before we analyze, blame, or sorry, before we blame who I was around, at some point in our life, and whenever I'm working with somebody, counseling somebody, I won't let them use that victim language because I was around means, because I did the same thing, means I attracted them into my life.
Mm.
That's the question.
I
We,
think that I think we attracted them into our lives, and then
yes,
when we change,
yes,
that's what happens. Then we move on, and then
but,
we
but,
are
but,
going to
but, but,
continue.
but we will not move on until we have raised our EQ, our emotional quotient, or EI, in emotional intelligence, until we raise that and are able to deal with interpersonal relationships without emphasis on the personal. It ain't you. It's all about how we two interact.
Got it.
So, I mean, since you started this as a therapy session, I guess this is going to be a separate entity for us to post online.
Just trying to, just making sure I don't butt in. And that's why I just want to get you talking, not me. All right. So go to drgilda.com. Appreciate it. Like and share, especially when we're going to be on radiate.tv. The shows, especially ones that are just going to be great on the therapy side. If you want longer stuff with Dr. Gilda, go to drgilda.com. And then you can find a lot of the things online. And if you want to really talk with her, there's an opportunity. She's taking a few people to work with. Contact her today. That was a special simulcast of the Neil Haley Show and the Gildagram podcast, guys. Take care.